Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two mid-range phones, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 with the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max. So these two phones are priced below the 15k pricing in India. With the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max, the pricing is yet to be announced. We are expecting almost close to 13 or 14k pricing, but the Redmi Note 4 is priced 999 and goes up to 1299 for the top end variant. So in this video we'll compare all the aspects about these two phones and see which is a better device to buy and what are the pros and cons of these two devices. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first up, the design and build quality. So design wise, you can see both a metallic unibody construction. You can see matte finish rear panels, and they look quite good overall. The build quality looks pretty solid on both the phones. Design wise, the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max is kind of compact device because of the smaller display, but on the other hand, the Redmi Note 4 is a slightly slimmer device to hold. So both have its own good and bad aspects, and the design looks quite decent on both the phones. The build quality again looks pretty premium on both the devices for the pricing it is being offered at. Now we have 2.5D curved glass on the front panel. We have a fingerprint scanner on the front panel on the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max, while it's on the rear panel on the Redmi Note 4. Now we have the power and volume keys on the right side on both the devices. We have the SIM tray on the left side. Bottom houses the USB-C type, the USB micro USB charging slot, the speaker unit, and on the top we have the 3.5mm audio jack, and the Redmi Note 4 comes with an IR blaster. So that was the design aspect of these two phones. So now let's talk about the display. So both the phones have completely different display panels. We have a full HD 1080p resolution display and a 5.5 inch screen size on the Redmi Note 4, while it's a 5.2 inches HD display. That's a 720p panel on the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max. So we would say that the Redmi Note 4 offers much better color quality, sharpness levels, and the overall display quality looks better on the Redmi Note 4 because of the full HD display. So here we would say the display quality looks better on the Redmi Note 4 because it's a full HD panel and looks quite good. Now we have a HD panel on the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max. It's quite a decent display overall. Colors are decent, the viewing angles are also quite good, but it will not match the Redmi Note 4 in terms of the display aspect. Now let's talk about the software. So here we have a completely different software experience. One is the MIUI 8, the other one is the Zen UI, and the important aspect about the software is that the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max comes with Android 7.0 update. So that's one of the specialities. So before we come to the Android 7.0 on the Zen UI, let's first talk about the MIUI 8. So this is the latest version of MIUI, and it comes with a lot of additional features and tools. And you can see the custom notification and quick toggle area, and we also have the settings panel, which looks quite good, and it's a completely customized panel. We have light mode, child mode, and some of the newer features including dual apps and second space are really handy on this device. So it's a completely customized settings panel, and we have additional theme support. You can download themes. You can customize your device by creating an account and downloading themes. So it's a completely customized UI, and there's also Mi remote, which allows you to control your TV and AC using the infrared IR blaster available on this device. So overall it's a quite good UI and feature rich UI, but it does not have any resemblance to the stock experience. Now talking about the UI on the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max, so this runs Android 7.0, and this is one of the few devices offering Android 7.0 in this price segment. So you can see this is the latest version, and it comes with 3 gigs of RAM, and you can see the settings panel is completely changed on the Zen UI, and now we have the Android 7.0 style UI, and it also comes with additional features like Zen Motion, ASUS customized settings, kids mode, EC mode, and then you also have a plethora of options to choose like customizing the icons, themes, fonts, and a lot of things can be done with the Zen UI. So again, it's a really feature rich UI, but it's not as polished as the MIUI 8. So our personal choice would be the MIUI 8, but for people who love the latest version of Android, they should be looking at the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max. Now talking about the performance aspect of these two phones, so we have a Snapdragon 625 octa-core chipset, clocked at 2 GHz, and we have 4 gigs of RAM or even 3 gigs of RAM on the Redmi Note 4, while we have a MediaTek MT6750 octa-core chipset coupled with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. Now you can see that the benchmark scores are almost double on the Redmi Note 4. The MediaTek MT6750 is kind of a mid-range chipset, not really a powerful chipset, and the 625 is a pretty good chipset in this price category. So obviously the performance would be better on the Redmi Note 4, and and it does perform pretty well in almost all conditions. Now the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max is also a decent performer in day-to-day tasks. There's hardly any issues, but when it comes to gaming, that's where the Redmi Note 4 has the advantage and performs much better than the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. And also the smaller display doesn't really help with gaming on the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So in terms of the overall performance, we would give it to the Xiaomi's Redmi Note 4. Now additionally, we also have dual SIM cards on both the phones and micro SD card expansion slot, and the Redmi Note 4 comes with a 64GB storage variant, while the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max comes with 32GB of storage. Now the speaker quality and the call quality looks quite decent on both the phones. And now let's talk about the fingerprint scanner experience. So fingerprint scanner is located on the rear panel on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4, while it's on the front panel on the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. Now talking about the fingerprint scanner quality, we would say the Redmi Note 4 is much faster than the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max, and you need to press the home button for the fingerprint scanner to work on the the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. Also the Zenfone 3s Max, this fingerprint scanner is not really fast, but at times it didn't really work out pretty well. So the fingerprint scanner experience is better on the Redmi Note 4. Now let's talk about the camera. So we have a 13 megapixel shooter on both the phones, and it is accompanied by a 12-tone dual LED flash, and we have a 5 megapixel front facing camera on the Redmi Note 4, while it's an 8 megapixel shooter on the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So the interface wise, both are quite good and offers good features and modes. You can see there are lots of modes included, and does the job really well in terms of the features being offered. Both are equally good, and if you are looking for additional features, there are lots of them to customize the photos. Both are quite a decent performers in this price category. They are not really class leading or terrific performers, but we would say the Redmi Note 4 provides a better experience with the camera quality, be it daylight shots or low light experience. Our choice would be the Redmi Note 4, which produces more or less better colors than the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max, and color quality was not consistent on the the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So overall, in terms of the camera performance, our choice would be the Redmi Note 4. Now finally, talking about the battery performance. So we have a 4000 mAh battery on the Redmi Note 4, while it's a 5000 mAh battery on the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. Now the battery capacity is definitely higher on the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max, and we have only an HD display and a smaller display on the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So ideally we might think that Zenfone 3s Max provides a better battery performance, but that's not the case. The power efficient Snapdragon 625 powers the Redmi Note 4, and it's really good performer in terms of the battery experience. And both the devices we could get almost 2 days of battery life, and the on-screen time was higher on the Redmi Note 4. So in terms of the battery experience, we would say the Redmi Note 4 offers better results, which is kind of surprising actually, but then you have to accept the fact that it's a Snapdragon 625, which is highly energy efficient, and the MediaTek MT6750 is not that efficient. And even with the smaller capacity battery, the Redmi Note 4 provides almost similar experience that of the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So that was the battery performance. Now finally, the pricing and the overall value for money aspect. So Redmi Note 4 has some good aspects, including the slimmer design, excellent display quality, software is highly customizable, performance is really good. It also comes with 4GB RAM and 64GB storage, and also the camera is better on the Redmi Note 4, and the battery performance is equally good. Now the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max on the other hand has only a smaller display, and it's an HD display when compared to the full HD panel. But the software is one of the good aspects because it has Android 7.0, and if you're a person who wants the latest version, it's a quite good aspect. Now other than that, battery performance is quite good, and the software and overall performance is decent. So our choice in these two devices would definitely be the Redmi Note 4, and it is definitely a better value for money device in this price segment, and does perform really well when compared to the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So our choice would be the Redmi Note 4, and if you plan to buy this device, we have the link available in the description of this video. You can use our link and buy the device. So that's all guys. So with a comparison of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 with the ASUS Zenfone 3s Max. So hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the red subscribe button below for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.